Yes, yes, yes. How are we all? How are we all? It's been a few days. It's been a few days. Started uni. Well, continued uni, so third year as well. It's long. It's very long. But anyway, I appreciate the support. Legends. I'm gonna reply to comments. Just give me time. I take time. But yeah, legends. Let's get into this transfer review. Right. So what I was gonna do? I'm gonna actually talk about the transfer window from the start of the season and now because I think it works together as when we create in the squad. Um, Obviously the business in January. I'm not going to rate it. Like, it's hard to rate a transfer window because what if all players flop? Like you can rate the players who brought in, of course, but it's difficult to do for me until the end of the season. It's like rating last transfer window. I can only rate that now, you know. But as individuals, let's go through it. I haven't really spoke about it, so I'll speak about it now. Weston McKennie, and the reason I didn't do a video on Weston was simple because I just think everyone knows everything about him already. There's nothing extra. I'm not just going to make a video for the sake of it, you know. There was nothing extra I think I could have added. I can talk about him here. Yeah, proper signing. A player who has been a constant for Juventus the last few years. You know, he's always been in and around the squad. He's played a lot as well. He started a lot of games. For a young guy, he's only 24 now, not even reached his prime in his position yet. To get a player of that caliber, it's real good for Leeds. I know it's a loan to buy, but obviously if we don't buy him, it's because he's not performed well or we go down. In which case we couldn't keep him anyway. But to get a player like that, a player with his talent and his work ethic and his mindset again. It's all about mindset. That's where we struggle a lot. Similar to Tyler, that American mindset of underdog against the odds, which we see all the time because American stories, mainly in basketball, a lot of basketball players come from poverty or areas where there's not a lot of stuff but to play basketball. And it's similar in the UK, in football, right? Most footballers come from poorer areas, and that's not all of them, obviously, Patrick, but that's that's kind of the mindset that you grow up with. Then is underdog. You fight, it's a fight. Football's a fight. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. A lot of places in this country and in other places of the world, football is your way out. And for these guys, they already have that mindset. I know Weston, he's part of a military family, he's always moving around, never settled. So for him to find a home, I think it's really romantic. And I hope this is it. I hope this is the place he can stay and really enjoy and really like. He's got his best mate here, one of his best mates here. He's got Jesse here, he's got Brennan here. It's the American lads, which naturally would draw you over other clubs around us. And look, we're Leeds United, we're a big club. And we're showing that by the signings we've got. For me, Weston could be the final cog from turning our team from inconsistent to competitive every game. Of course, you have to look at this. Come back from it a minute. Take the emotion out of it. Take the fact that the player was outstanding out of it. And look at it downright. We did lose Llorente. Now, I know everyone's going to talk about, he was not very good. But the impact of a player in terms of what they bring to a squad is more than just playing. And I know this from personal experience, not me, but people I know in our squad, currently the team, that are just great with the boys and they keep everyone together, they keep the vibes up. I don't know if he was like that, but it's a guy gone, it's a Spanish guy, we have a big Spanish group there. So it's just interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, I've gone off track. But yeah, Weston McKennie for me is a type of signing, a type of mentality we need at this club. It's a type of mentality we need. Looking at his interview, looking at his energy, it's brilliant. It's very positive, but he seems to have a fun side, but then a dogged side, a serious side. which is good. That's the elite side to it. That's the side that's going to get us through this little rut we're in currently. So for me, that is an outstanding side. I do prefer him over Unahi, just based on solidity. I think we need more solidity. Look, we do need creativity, but I genuinely believe our front three players are very much capable of doing all the creating. Matt Rocker's progressive passes are very good. And Weston McKennie himself, you know, he drives forward and he's box to box. He just scores some goals. He gets some assists. So I'm happy with this. Very happy with this for me. Rutter, I spoke about Jorginho. Come on. Golden boy right there, I'm telling you. His little appearance against Accrington for me was better than I expected. I honestly thought he started the game quiet, obviously. I thought that would continue, but he didn't. Once he ran round the pitch and he went off like that Bale-esque. He went off the pitch and just ran past two guys. I'm thinking, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then confidence came. Now he's had a week of training since then. Whether he starts or not, I think we're going to see a good player against Forest. I think for the rest of the season, that guy's got something in him. So obviously Rutter's excellent. And then Woba, sensible. That's not a slight, by the way. That's vital. Getting a sensible signing in that will fit right in straight away and do a better job than what we've got is vital. Solidity is vital. In the position we're in, vital. Look, he's not all the defence, unfortunately, but he's a big part of it. He's a leader of that defence. He will lead that back line now. You know? And for me anyway, if you've got Cooper in there, you've got two different type of leaders, but it's more regimented back there. Because Jesse talked about, didn't he, about Junior coming back in this press conference, which is interesting. So are we going to see Woba more central? I hope so. You know, Junior's been playing well recently. Yeah, the opponent's not great, but you've got to play well against these opponents, you know, to prove a point. That's all he's got, and he's proved a point. And it's not just that, guys. You've got to understand this is training as well. This is what goes on at training. It's not just games. Football is training every day. Jesse sees them every day. It's not just games. We just see games. He sees training every single day, twice a day. So there's more than just games in what he means by confidence. Yeah. Diogo. Again, interesting what they said about him. A player you kind of looking at, thinking, what's his role going to be? And that is interesting. It is interesting to see. What is his role going to be? 21s originally, Jesse said, but within a few months, he wants to look at bringing him in. And then he mentioned that this is similar to Willian Yonta, right? Okay. Willian Yonta didn't take that long. He played a few times. Maybe it was like a month. I can't remember. But I remember he played for the 23s. And then within like 2-3 weeks, he was in the first team. So let's see with Diogo. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think we could have a little gem there, genuinely. I just look of him. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? When you look at you look at a guy and go, footballer. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just look at him and think, footballer. He's going to be really good. It just looks like Ruben Diaz. I think that's it, to be honest. But yeah. Outgoings. I'm just probably outgoings. In terms of incomings, it's a solid window. Could it have been any better? If we're being realistic. People say left back, but I'm not sure. Maybe. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And you look at the summer window and you look at the squad at the end of last year and what the squad is now. It's years apart. And that's 2 windows. How many players is that? 8, 9? Most of which are starters. Like, come on, guys. That's got to credit the board for that. You got to credit the coach. You got to credit everyone for doing that, getting the right bodies in. And you look at the guys in the summer and how good and how impactful they've been. Tyler Adams is one of our favourite players. Sinisterra, come on, he's been injured, but we know how good he is, right? We saw him at the start of the season when he was scoring goals like that. Outstanding player, sinister errors. Outstanding player. Brendan Harrison, like, Brendan. I'm seeing a lot of stick, and I get it. He's not been playing as well as he could. But one thing I do want to know is this is why I don't go in on players, because people as well, right? And we saw from Llorente what he said about personal issues. And this is why I never really went in on him like people did. I called him terrible and worse than that. Like, there's a lot going on in people's lives. Just say he's not doing it or he's not playing well. Calling them just terrible and useless, and if I ever did, what a silly comment. I don't think I have, but what a silly comment. Because you don't know what's going on in people's personal life. Brendan's just come from Australia. There might be nothing. Like, I'm not, but you just don't know. He's talking to me. He had illness for a few weeks. Maybe he's feeling down. Maybe misses his girlfriend. Maybe misses his family. You don't know this. He's a young guy. From his Instagram, him and his girlfriend are very, 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 very close. Just give the boy time. Stop. People question. Is it even the question that is he a flop? Like, I hate that mindset. He's been here a few months, and people are forgetting how good he was at the start. At the start of the season, the first half, if that makes sense, the first 7 or 8 games, he was outstanding. He was outstanding. People are saying like, oh, he's only good for like two games. He wasn't. He was good for half of what we've already played, at least. He's not been good since the World Cup. Before that, he was okay. He wasn't as great as he was near the start, but he was still fine. Like, it's short memories. It's trying to create a narrative. I don't get it. I don't think he's been as bad as people say. Look, the last few games he's not been great, and he doesn't look like himself. And for me, that means 2 things. He's probably spoke to Jesse about it. If it isn't self-confidence, it's something to do with personal, right? In which case, Jesse will either speak to Jesse, and Jesse will say, right, do you want to rest, or do you want to play through it? Because he believes in him. And whether you think he needs to be dropped or not, look, he's not playing well. Usually that means a player that's doing better could come in, and we have the resources now, right? Fine. But if Jesse's playing in, it's because he thinks that's the best way to play him through it, and he knows Brendan. So let's leave him out, man. Just chill a bit on Brendan. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what he's going through. We're all humans. Same with Llorente. We saw that, didn't we? Clearly something's happened. I'm not something happened in his personal life which made him want to leave. So let's just chill out on that. Calling him all these. You don't know what's going on in people's life. We know he was a good defender. We saw at the end of his first season how good he was. He was very good for half a season. There's a player in there, and he's gone to Roma. Roma wanted him. There's clearly a player in there. So, but yeah, he's gone. He's gone out. Joffy's gone. Good move for Joffy. That. Good move for Joffy. I'm going on to outgoings. I'm not. Rasmus again struggling to keep up with the pace. He's admitted it. It's quicker than he thought. But fine. We have. That's fine. Get over that. Understand what's happening, and then let's move on. That's fine. It's not a flop. It's not a bad signing. People take time. People forget Pablo Hernandez when he came to Leeds. His first season, he wasn't good, guys. He was not good. He was not good. He wasn't. He just wasn't. He was alright, just inconsistent and got injured a lot. And, very inconsistent. Went quiet in games, didn't do much for a few games, and then scored a good goal. And then later on in his years, Pablo Hernandez was the greatest player I've ever seen at Ellen Road in my life that I can remember. Now, I remember going to watch 2002, 2001, but I was really young. I was 6. So, I don't remember those players. I remember a little bit Smithy. I remember Smithy a little bit, but I don't vividly remember it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So come on, let's chill. Rocker, what a player, by the way. People don't like him. People think he's not good at football, guys. There's talk of him being called up to the next Spain squad. Matt Rocker. Now, you name me a position in international football that's harder to get in than the Spain central midfield position. Seriously, I'm actually an interesting thing. I'm interested. Maybe England striker, because you've got Harry Kane. France left wing, But like as a 3 central midfield, Spain is probably the hardest position to get in the world. And the fact that he's been even spoken about maybe getting a call up shows how good he is. He plays a different role to what we thought, maybe. And I agree, maybe in a wider system, with wingers that stick out wide, you could find them pigs every day. But he's more than that. And I, before he came, I didn't know if he was. And he is. He's more than what I thought. And that's brilliant. And testament to him. He works hard, clearly. What a player. Yeah, that's outgoing. Cody Drama as well, just quickly on outgoing. Good for Cody, that. I want to see him next year. I think he's a good player. I really like Cody. Him and Joffy, you impressed. They've got to impress there now. It's simple as that. Joffy's got to hit the ground running. He's got to score some goals, or he just won't be in the contention next year. It's as simple as that. He's just now he's got to have that mindset of, right, I'm here to play. He's got to score goals now. He's got to impact games. He's got to get man of the matches. He's got to do all that stuff. Yeah. Jackie Harrison. Look, I don't know what went on. The player clearly wanted to stay, but when a club, every player has their price, right? If they'd offered a good deal, and the money they offered for Jack Harrison was like, I think Phil on the same podcast was like 100k a week. Yeah, like, of course, the club who, as Leeds United, who want to offer him a new contract, might then think, oh, well, I don't think we can get close to that. So maybe now's the time. Because if we leave it a year, he doesn't sign the contract, he's a free agent. We've got no money from him. That's the thinking, right? That's what I think has gone on. But then, obviously, they've had talks. Clearly, they've found a way in which they think they can sign a new contract with Jack. And then told him to come back. And he did. He wants to stay at Leeds. I have no doubt. I don't think it's a matter of Leeds just shutting him out. I think that's rubbish. Yeah, I think that's a lot of rubbish. But now we need to sign a new contract for Jack because he's clearly a good player and he clearly wants to stay. And he's frustrated, I know. But he's a very talented football player, isn't he? Let's be honest. But yeah. And that's it on the transfer window. What can I say? Very good. My only worry, concern is other clubs around us also spent big. So it's not like we went from here to here away from the other clubs. Like we got players in and so did they. On paper, are their players as high caliber and as good as ours? I wouldn't say so. But hey, we don't know that, right? Ours could all flop. We don't know. So there's maybe that. So the transfer window for me is excellent. That's what you need from a transfer window. You identify your targets and you get them. And we got them. McKennie was a target. We got him. Look, we want to do an Ahi. But on Gales, or whatever they're called, we're taking the absolute make. Asking for 25 million when he's just gone for 8 million. Obviously, we knew our value. No, what are you doing? Got Weston McKennie in. Brilliant. Rutter, young talent, good. Future. Wubba. Come on. What a player. His birthday today, so happy birthday. Wubba. Whatever you want to call him. Happy birthday, mate. And the young lad. So for me, good. Nothing much more to say. I just want to make this video. I'm not going to stand here and rate every player out of 10. I'll maybe do that at the end of the season when I've seen a full season of it. I'm not going to rate a signing, but I can rate how good I think they are, but I don't know is the proof. I don't know. They could be terrible, couldn't they? I like the look of them, but yeah, that's it. I just wanted to get this one out, just a little, a little chat, a little transfer video. I'm going to do quick straight after this. Start recording. I'm going to do a review of the Forest game. Yes. Anyway, thanks for the support. I'll get back on all of your comments eventually. Yeah, I appreciate the support. Keep it up. It's incredible, honestly. I appreciate everything.